Disclaimer: the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone. This is Life Coach Shaun de Joya, the man from Pasig City. I am a professional certified life and mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. And as a life coach, I empower men to be mentally fit so that they can stay inspired to live a more meaningful and fulfilled life. And in the workplace, I help people leaders create a mentally fit environment so that people at work stay efficient and effective in the work they do. You are joining me today for Integrate here in our new digital space Think Talk broadcast. Think Talk broadcast is the flagship community project of the speakers of Coach A coaching community. I'm sorry, let me just fix that. Something suddenly sounded in there. And from Life Coach Philippines and a member of Coach A coaching community. And our mission is to get closer to our kindred and serve better our coaching tribe. What we envision is being the go-to network for content that connects with the mind, with the heart, and the soul through the platform of life coaching. This is us in the Philippines advancing coaching as an art, a science, a lifestyle, a profession, and also a business. Your one coaching thought for today is from Brian Pakiel. Real transformation requires real honesty. And if you want to be able to move forward, get real with yourself. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. Today is the 14th of May in the year 2022, and I am broadcasting beyond borders of Pasig City, where we can congratulate Vico Soto is still our mayor. Congratulations, Mayor Vico Soto. You're joining me for Integrate. This is a program this created for men and coaching conversations on topic that allows you to create an integrated work and life. The word integrate is to combine one thing with another so that it becomes a whole. And the feeling of guilt is one of the biggest hurdles a man experience in their lifetime, whether it's in career or their personal life. If you've heard the word work-life balance, this is what a lot of people in the workplace and corporate world are seeking to achieve. This is the ideal state where they feel they want to be in a state which work and life are, two separate things that you need to balance it and juggle it around. But unfortunately, this two separation, creates high level of stress and pressures, which will lead to a decline in your overall well-being. Work-life integration, what I intend to do is to help you out, master it, and allow you to bring work and life closer together. Because at the end of the day, work is life, life is work, and that is something that you can integrate together. It means you care less about what's work time and what's personal time, and you can focus instead on what's the best time for you to do all of these things. What this show will allow you, of course, to integrate your work and your life by learning different mindsets from successful people so that you can look at the big picture. Take a look at things in a different perspective, see all of the components so that you can see the whole totality of your life. Because I believe that there's no competition in your work life. There is only integration. And my guest for tonight is from the city of Taguig, and he's my kabayan from Bicol region and a certified Oragon. Yan. He is also a Filipino-Canadian. He has worked for TELUS Calgary, Canada, supporting loyalty and retention customer sales and services. But currently, he is a full-time preacher and feast builder at the feast. So if you're familiar with the feast, that is what he is doing right now full-time. He is married to Delea de Leon for 26 years and blessed with a son named Francis de Leon. Welcome. Let's welcome Brother Jerome de Leon. Hello, brother Jerome. Good evening.
Good evening, Brother Shaun. It is actually a. I'm so blessed to be here tonight, and thank you for inviting me.
Maraming salamat, Brother Jerome. Brother Jerome, when I invite people here and I ask my guests to introduce myself, medyo kakaiba yung pag-introduction ko dito. No? I ask them, if you're gonna introduce yourself the way that you haven't introduced yourself for a lot of people, and I'm not talking about the usual corporate and the typical introductions that this is your name, what you do, and so on and so forth. I want you to introduce yourself in a way that you haven't introduced yourself to other people.
Wow. Well, the truth is, when I meet someone, I don't tell them that I'm a preacher. Because I remember I met a Canadian, when I was in Canada, and he asked me, "So, what is your name?" I said, "I'm Jerome, and I'm a preacher." And you know what he said? You're gonna be kidding me.
Hindi naniwala, bro.
Hindi
Di ba
naniniwala.
naniwala?
Hindi naniwala. So that's why I don't even say that anymore. I'm just saying, I'm Jerome.
Ayan, Brother Jerome, introduce yourself to all the people who's watching us right now, who's joining us right now. And it's also great for those viewers who's going to watch this on a replay. Because, Brother Jerome, I always feel that in the future, someone's going to watch this. So make them feel, that they would get to know you just with a brief introduction of who Brother Jerome is.
Well, as I said, I'm Brother Jerome, and I'm actually a Filipino Canadian. I've been in Canada for almost 30 years. I left the country in 1999, and 5 years ago, I decided my family, I and my family decided to go back to work full time for the Lord. And I was just 55 then, and it was a blessing. Just being back in the Philippines is truly a blessing, and of course, being back, what really blessed me is I met a lot of people. For example, like you and Sister Tin, you guys are amazing, and the truth is, being back is something different. When I was in Canada, I didn't even think that I'll be going back to the Philippines. But I'm really grateful that I did, because not only that I'm enjoying my motherland, I'm just enjoying serving the Lord full time. This is a big opportunity for me, to be able to serve, to be able to return the favor to God for all the things that He has done in my life for the past 60 years. Yeah, bro. And of course, I'm also enjoying my family, my siblings. I still have two siblings here in Manila, and that's one blessing that I have. And of course, a few families that I get to see every now and then. And, I'm just glad I'm back. I'm just
Welcome
glad.
back. Mahababang journey yan, Brother Jerome, no? And I'm so familiar in you sharing that story. Brother Jerome, for people who's joining us right now, talk to us about your corporate world journey. Para maintindihan nila kung ano ba yung journey mo on a corporate setting. Baka iniisip nila, nag-pastor ba agad to? Ay, nag-preacher ba
No,
agad si Brother Jerome?
actually, before I left the Philippines, I used to work for Manulife as a financial consultant. And when I actually arrived the U.S., I was fortunate that I have a friend who introduced me to one of the bosses who loved me, and I worked there for almost like 5 years as a customer service manager. And it wasn't easy. I was handling about 17 people, and they're all Caucasians and Mexican.
Oo.
And imagine the color of the skin. They would
Yeah,
always
true.
complain and say, "Why is Jerome the boss? Why not me?" And I just keep telling, "Why don't you ask a big kahuna?" Oops. And it's true. It wasn't easy, um, as a Filipino, when you become a boss in the U.S. or Canada, it's not easy, because they look at you as what, coming from a third world country, and
Yeah.
they, they don't it was a struggle. Ang
Yeah.
hirap, ang hirap. It wasn't easy, but thank God, I was able to survive yung mga challenges.
True, true. Brother Jerome, pag may mga ganyan situation, no, usually, the first thing that really hits you in that kind of environment is, of course, the way that we think, no? The way that we think about ourselves, the conversations that we're having with these people, because they kind of degrade you, no? Binababa yung
True, true,
pagkatao mo. And
true.
that's something that we're feeling. Talk to us about that experience, Brother Jerome. And then, what is it that ano yung isang mindset that you needed to keep for you, sabi mo nga kanina that you needed to survive in that environment. But of course, I know what you shared, you also thrive in that. Ano yung isang mindset na yun, and how you're able to cope up with that?
You know, that's really a very good question, Brother Shaun. Because in all honesty, one of the things that the challenge of being a Filipino and becoming a boss, one of the challenges is yung communication natin. We have some communication problems, may gap. And I remember when I first came to the US, working for customer service, even my customers are making fun of me because the way we talk, yung English natin, it's different.
Yeah,
And
true, true.
they tell you, hey, Jerome, where did you come from? How come you get a funny accent? So those are the challenges that I have. So I asked my boss, are you sure I'm fit for this job? Hey, Jerome, I'm not gonna put you there if I know that you're not. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do. Do you have a nephew at home that you can converse with? And I remember I do have a nephew. He was about 4 or 5 years old at the time. And
Yeah.
I could still remember what he told me. Jerome, all you need to do when you get home is don't talk to your Filipino relatives. Just talk to your nephew, because I believe that your nephew speaks English, right? He said, yeah, he does. And true enough, after 3 months conversing with him, things change. And there was a client from Dallas who used to make fun of me. The guy with the funny accent was looking for me. He said, Jerome, I want to speak to Jerome. I said, yeah, Jerome speaking. How can I help you? You gotta be kidding me. You're Jerome? You're not Jerome.
Iba na yung accent.
Iba na yung accent, So those are the challenges. And another thing too, we Filipinos, it's hard for us to say no. Hirap na hirap tayong hindi.
Yeah.
That's another thing that if you're working abroad, those are the things that you have to learn. Be honest. Pag di mo kaya, sabihin mo, they'll understand. Kasi tayo,
Agree.
when our boss asks us, can you do this? Kahit hindi natin kaya, oh yeah, no sweat. Pero hirap na hirap tayo. Stress na stress tayo.
Kung ano nung pinagagawa na.
And sometimes yung mga colleagues natin, yung mga puti, sabi niya, hey, Jerome, you know what? You're crazy, Tapos talagang they will backstab you kasi nga ang feeling nila na na nagpapalakas ka lang, na sumisipsip ka and all that. So
Yeah.
and that's one of the reason then yung ko na when I was moving in my ladder, from a regular customer service rep and became a manager, iniisip nila sumipsip ako sa boss ko. Yung boss ko puti. So,
yeah.
those are the things
Ganun
that
yung thinking.
Yeah. Saka iba mag-isip ang puti. Straightforward sila. Pero di ba sabi nila ang Pilipino, chismoso. Mas chismoso ang puti.
Dami sinasabi.
Marami sila sinasabi.
Brother Joe, thank you for that. I can relate with you, me coming from the BPO industry as well, starting. Yan din yung challenge ko eh. How do you
Talaga?
speak fluent English so that people can understand? Because sometimes when you talk to people, it was like the language, you can speak the word, but the way that you're saying it, that's what differentiates it. Kaya yun din pinaktis ko dyan. Sabi ko, every single day when I come into work, I don't care if other people would say, bakit ka nag-English? Pwede ba walang English? Wala namang foreigner dito. I said, no, I would just continue to do it because that is something that you're gonna do to experiment and practice so that you can be better. Di ba, Brother Jerome? And
True. But in all honesty then, Brother Shaun, like in LA, there's a certain lingo that you have to learn.
Yeah.
May mga lingo talaga sila na you have to learn. And iba yung English mo sa Canada, iba yung English mo sa LA, iba yung English mo sa New York. Sa Philadelphia, it's totally different. So, kailangan when you come to a certain place, your ears, you need to open your ears. You
Yeah,
need to open your
oh.
ears. You need to listen to their conversation. The first thing that you need to do, hanapin mo kung sino yung from that place. Let's say kung nasa LA ka, you look for a guy who's from LA. And if you, even Filipinos, you can tell where they came from. Kahit ang English nila, kahit sabihin mo pare-pareho sa slang, I know if someone came from New York, or someone came from Chicago, or someone came from the Midwest, or sometime somewhere from LA, because they have different accent.
Ah,
Iba-iba. Parang ano yan, parang sa Pilipinas. Yung mga Bisaya, pag nagtagalog sila, alam mo silang Bisaya sila. Ang
true,
Bicolano,
true.
pag nagtagalog, alam mo Bicolano sila. It's in the same way. Sa US, ganun din. Even in Canada, lalo sa Canada, you could actually tell right away because the English from Toronto, the English from Quebec are totally different because Quebec is a French-speaking province.
Mm.
Ang ano naman, ang Vancouver, iba rin ang Vancouver because Vancouver is closer to California, you know. So those are the things that you have to understand. So when you came to a certain place, let's say you migrated to a certain place, the first thing that you need to do is you have to adapt. Ano ba ang linggo
Yeah,
nila? So for you to be able to communicate well, because you know what, wherever you go, communication is very important.
I
Very
agree.
important. And
Mm.
that's one of the thing. That's one of the obstacle Filipinos encounter, especially mga Pilipino magagaling, but they cannot speak well. Challenge nila yun eh. Sometimes those are the hindrances that they encounter for promotion.
Yeah.
Si Brother Jerome, medyo bolero talaga ako. Kaya, you know what?
Wala kang
Okay.
bagay.
You know, I remember when I first came to Canada, to Calgary, to Toronto. And that was in 1999. I was looking for a job. And I got my interview. The first question that I got from the HR person
Interview.
interviewing me is, he said, you know what? They were looking at my credentials. And your credential is amazing, but I don't think we'll be able to hire you. I said, why? Because you don't have a Canadian experience. I said, you know what? If you're not gonna give me a chance, then I'll never have a Canadian experience. Alam mo bro, nakuha ko yung position na yun. And I got that position because that's I was just being, kasi nag-isip ako parang puti na.
Honest. Yeah.
The first sinabi niya sa akin I don't think you'll be able to get a job because you don't have a Canadian experience. So
Yeah.
I stop for a bit. I look at the person eye to eye, face to face, and I just said, you know what? If you don't give me a chance, I will never have a Canadian experience. Yung mo
Agree.
natigilan siya. That person hired me, and she gave me a position as a supervisor. And after 6 months, I was a manager. And that's what it is. And
Mm.
sometimes you have to be straightforward, and you have to be honest, and you need to have a lot of confidence in you, because that's one thing
Agree.
Filipinos don't have when they migrate, is confidence. Why?
Mm.
Because they're scared that they won't be able to communicate well. Even though we are, in terms of credentials, overqualified tayo, because most of us are, most of the people that goes to migrate, or they have degree, yung mga diplomas tayo, no? So
Yeah.
these are the things. The problem is we're scared to communicate. We're scared to communicate.
Yeah. And very critical aspect yan, Brother Jerome, no? And I totally agree with you because one of the things that, in the corporate setting, even here in the Philippines, you would see that a lot of people are having challenges expressing themselves. And the reality is you really need to learn to speak English, because that is kind of the universal language right now that you need to learn so that you can communicate properly. And not a lot of people would be able to tell themselves na, hey, I can't do this right now, but I need help. I have yet to be able to do these things, but I need help. I need support for me to be able to move forward, to achieve my goals, to achieve my dreams. Because that one, when you don't feel the confidence, you don't feel the courage for you to take that risk. Di ba, yun yung Brother Jerome, di ba? Yung takot mo, ay, paano kung sabihin hindi mo kaya? Paano kung ma-reject ka? Paano kung gano'n? Madami ka nang sinabi na it hinders you from progressing and moving forward. Brother Jerome, what did you discover about yourself when you were caught in a tough situation? Kasi yung situation sa yan, that's very tough, di ba? Very challenging situation sa yan for you to be able to move forward, especially if you are someone who wants to progress in your career. Hindi naman
Yeah.
siya ganun kadali. Ano yung na-discover mo sa sarili mo, bro?
Well, you know what? You have to be persistent to begin with, and you have to be honest with yourself. You know, and talagang you have to do a lot of learnings. Kailangan ka mag-aral. And one of the things that when I look back, you know, nakakatawa siya, no? But it's true. One of the things that we need to do is we have to gain confidence. And that's why my boss asked me, do you have a nephew that you could talk to? You know why? Because yung mga bata like 4, 5, 6 years old, they don't care about your grammar.
True.
They don't. So when you talk to them, you can express yourself the way you want to. And then one thing that I did as well is I was watching with my nephew when he was watching cartoons. Cartoons. Kasi sometimes to learn yung ano, especially yung mga intonations nila, yung mga accent nila, you have to be more audio, you know. Kailangan talaga yung tenga mo matalas, because otherwise if you don't, wala. So
Wala.
that's one thing. You know, we Filipinos, we need to sometimes we have to persevere. Don't give up, kasi we usually give up eh. And then we need to study. We need to study. Ano ba yung weakness mo? What is your weakness? Ako talaga before, I hate reading books. I hate reading books. But you know, that's one thing that helped me as well. Kasi for you to be able to speak well, kailangan ng vocabulary mo medyo malalim,
Yes,
no? And for you to be able to do that, you have to read books. And then,
Agree.
of course, as much as possible talaga, you need to expose yourself to people. Kasi ang challenge natin mga Filipinos, when I was in LA, yung first 6 months ko, I used to hang out with Filipinos. And which is not bad. Pero may downside eh. May downside. You know, when it comes to yung sa conversational, ano, lalo kang mahirapan. So I decided to hang out with Americans. Whether it's black or white, you know, I don't care. Basta most of my friends talagang ganun ginagawa ko kasi that's where you learn. You learn from them.
Yeah. And those kinds of experiences, you know, seldom people see value in it. And that conversing with other people, sabi ko sa mga tao dyan, if you want to do something better, or want to do better in all the things that you're doing, find someone who already achieved it. Diba? Then have a conversation with that person, because you will learn a lot of the wisdom, experiences, even tips and tricks in there that they would be able to give to you so that you can utilize it. And you know, most often than not, and I'm able to relate with you, Brother Jerome, yun talaga yung biggest na, you know, be outside of your comfort zone, because if you're in your comfort zone, nothing will happen. You know, you're just gonna be sitting down in there, not doing anything, and you're not gonna feel that progression in your career. Now, Brother Jerome, okay, moving towards career, at least we've set the stage on yung career mo. Let's talk about relationship, Brother Jerome. Yan, pag-usapan natin. Si Brother Jerome, sabi ko nga, tall, dark, and handsome. Yan, si Brother Jerome. Ayun po natin. Brother Jerome, pag nakita nyo si Brother Jerome, pag kakausapin mo siya, titingala ka. Kasi yung mga matangkad yan si Brother Jerome, ito magandang lalaki talaga. Brother Jerome, let's talk about you know, their journey of becoming a man, you know, with that height sa Pilipinas and the other part of the world, di ba? Pag matatangkad, you know, ano talaga to, iba yung dating ng lalaki. Talk to us about your relationship, Brother Jerome.
Well, you know what, Brother Shaun, as I said earlier, before, when I wasn't in the community yet, I wasn't really comfortable sharing my past, no? Because I have a dark past. Talagang, when I was a teenager, I was already a womanizer. Talagang bro, you know, sabi nga ng mga pinsan ko, no? Yan si Jerome, basta may palda, basta babae, sa kanya. wala napapalampas yan. Hindi nagpapalampas yan. Hindi nagpapalampas. So I was really a womanizer, bro. I was a womanizer. In fact, one of the reasons I left for the States because I met a woman. She was separated. And we fell in love, and the only way that we could be together is pretty much we had to go to the States.
Yeah.
So we went to the States. So we stayed together for about 7 years, and during our relationship, during our our being together, no, she
Mm.
was she had a miscarriage of about three
Oh.
times, and she was about 6 years older than me.
Mm-mm.
6 years older. So the first thing she asked Jerome, it's the first thing she told me. The last time she had her miscarriage, the first thing that she asked, well, she told me that, Jerome, I won't be able to provide you a baby anymore, because I really want to
Mm.
have a baby. No, I really want
Mm-mm.
to have a baby. So that was the no that was that was the last thing that I could remember. And after that, the relationship went sour. Talagang.
Mm.
And because of
Hindi
that,
na maganda. Mm.
well, we're still close. But you know what? She allowed me to go see anyone I want. Kaya lalo ako
Yeah.
naging
Mm.
womanizer, bro. Lahat yata ng nationality. I had a white, I had may Americano, may German, may Japanese, may
Yeah.
Chinese, may Mexican, and aside from that, my boss then is also a womanizer. So pareho kami dalawa. Grabe talaga, I was I was dating women, every night. Iba-iba talaga. Iba-iba. And
Mm.
come to think of it, yung boss ko kasi, when he made me a general manager for the company, my task is to entertain clients.
Ah.
And,
Ako,
and, and
client services.
client services. So, you know what? We will always go out, kain kami, drinking and all that. And we end up
Yeah.
sa club, but hindi pa natatapos sa club yan. We have to bring the girls home with us.
Yeah.
And my boss was, he kept a tab. So when Del and I migrated to Canada, he showed me the tab. He had about 600 women. And
Oh,
ako naman, I have
wow.
about 200 plus, almost 260 to 70, and ganun karami.
Mm.
And I'm just grateful that when we moved to Canada, that's where I found God. And
Yeah.
if not for that, siguro, bro, and if not for my wife, because you know what, si Del was out of the picture. Remember, I went to the States on my
Yeah.
own,
Mm.
and that's another story. And I was one day I was driving at the freeway 405 by myself on the way home. I was empty. I was very successful with my career because I was making pretty good money at the time. And at
Yeah.
that time, if you're making 60,000 US dollars a year or $5,000 a month, that's a lot of money. Because bakit? Kasi at that time, ang ano natin, ang sa US noon, ang normal pay lang, if your regular pay mo, mga sa 550 to $6 an hour.
Yeah.
If you make $10 an hour, you're making pretty good money. Perhaps making more than
Mm.
that. And
Malaki na.
malaki na. Kaya, I can afford to womanize. I can afford to do whatever I want.
Extracurricular activities. Oh,
I
sabi nga ni
drove a
Coach Tin daw,
nice,
United Colors of Benetton. Yun.
yun,
Yung
oo.
ating relationship.
I used to drive a sports car, a BMW sports car at the time. And kaya nga yung mga Filipino friends that knew me were a bit jealous. Sabi niya, grabe, si Jerome, swerte naman. Ang daming babae, ang ganda ng trabaho. I was wearing Armani suit. Lagi ako naka-Americana, and that. And I was living the life. But
Yeah.
when I came to Canada, things turned around. And especially now, nawala lahat
Mas
yun.
maayos, mas maayos na ngayon, Brother Jerome, no, because of
Oh,
that
yes.
calling.
Yes. If not for my wife, kasi si Del nga, my wife, I got her pregnant before I left for the States. I got her
Yeah.
pregnant. So iniwan ko yung girlfriend ko, yung naging kasawa ko, no, with a son. And I met my son when he was already 8, 9 years old sa
Mm.
US. Yeah. So, but that was a blessing because I prayed for it. There was a time talaga na when I was, I think, 35 years old, top of my career, and I asked the Lord, parang ano first time ako nagdasal, sabi ko, pagod na ako. Para ba nagsawa ka rin, nagsawa ka. Dahil, parang and mind you too, with all those with all those going on, my heart is empty. And I have this I don't trust girls anymore. Kasi sa dami nga ng babae, meron ng mga Pilipinong mga nurses na nagpunta sa Amerika, tapos yung asawa na sa Pilipinas, I will take advantage of them, I will take advantage of them. So and looking back, I said, Lord, grabe, ang dami ko nagawang mali talaga. So I have to do something about it. So this is why that is why I'm working full time for the Lord, because of the fact that I have so many sins that I need to pay for. Retribution is what you call it.
Yeah, and that is something of a challenge. I could totally relate with you, Brother Jerome. And I think, especially for a lot of people are successful people in the corporate world, you'll see that, diba? Especially for men. Ako, Brother Jerome, you know my story. I started when I was 19 years old, getting married with Coach Tin. So imagine mo, yung corporate career mo, medyo delayed, hindi mo na-enjoy yung pagiging single. Sabi nila, diba?
Correct, yeah.
Typical stereotype of men, dapat mag-enjoy ka pa and what have you. So that kind of mindset, I've also have that, na hindi ka mag-enjoy, tapos you would tend to make bad decisions along the way because you feel na may mga bagay-bagay na dapat nagawa mo na, hindi mo nagawa, and so on. And the success, itong success talaga, Brother Jerome, sa corporate, medyo hindi nagiging maganda yung return sa atin, no? If we don't have the necessary people and the necessary guidance for us to be able to do the right things. Kasi yun talaga yung challenge, eh. The fame, the money, the status that we have can sometimes take a toll in the way that we're thinking and also the way that we're feeling. Brother Jerome, we're gonna take a short break, and
go ahead, bro.
Ask for you during our break is to share a story of your relationship with your spouse. Yan, si Sis Del. Kasi itong story na to is really what a powerful story, I might say. When I heard it, I was like, it's something that not a lot of people listen to or hears, kung ano yung naging transformation mo from someone who, is a womanizer, who's very successful, to suddenly have needed to shift towards serving the Lord. And that is something that we will come back. We'll just take a short break, and we'll be back, in a few minutes.
Thank you, bro. I'll see you in a bit.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag-and-drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth: our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.
We are back for the second part of our fifth broadcast of Integrate, brought to you by Decap Coffee Republic, the coaching hub of Life Coach Philippines, and our home as professional certified life coaches. And meet our coaching tribe at Decap Coffee Republic, located at Pioneer Center Compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets in Capitolio, Pasig City. We are open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's every Saturday to Thursday. We're closed on a Friday. And our coaching hub is also an events place. So if you're looking for a venue for you to be able to do all of your works, if you need meeting place or a training location, that is something that we can do. If you are looking for a party location, something that's an intimate gathering, or maybe a wedding, it's something that you're looking for, then connect with us, connect with Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661 for your inquiry and reservation assistance. I also invite you to become a holder of the Be Learning e-card and join me inside Be Learning Society as one of the mental model collectors. Enjoy a food and beverage discount and full access pass to the monthly mental model masterclass of Master Coach A. And this is exclusive for Be Learning Society members only. I would want for you to join us. I tell you, I've been learning mental models for the last year already, and I've been utilizing that at work and also with my relationship and also with my conversation with my children. It has allowed me to really be focused on the value that you are able to give, especially on where the time that you invest on, and also the resources that you have. Save the date on May 28th at 7:30 p.m. for Super Adapter Mental Model Masterclass, and learn how to grow through surprises and stressors, especially during the aftermath of an uncertain event. TikTok broadcast is powered by Rise Up Creatives Worldwide, your social commerce turnkey solution provider in the new digital landscape. Please visit www.riseupcreatives.com to learn the benefit of a lifetime members like me. I'm a member of this on a lifetime. I utilize this on my day-to-day engagement and activities in my page. And I tell you, 5 minutes a day would really turn your life around. You have the ability to create valuable and engaging social media contents with original lifestyle photo in just 5 minutes. You'll be done. You're there. It's a powerful tool. Rise up and be creative now. And this is something that you can utilize agad-agad. Oh, yeah. You get that beautiful design template. All right? So welcome back. Let's welcome back Brother Jerome de Leon. Maraming salamat, Brother Jerome. Hopefully nakapag-inom ka na ng tubig. Ayan.
Yep, I did.
Yeah. For those of you who's joining us, maybe you're just joined us in the second part. My guest is Brother Jerome de Leon. And we've been talking about, not the usual things that people would talk about, especially online, especially for the men out there. This is something that's not being talked about longest time, but we want to challenge the status quo, because we feel that if you want to really change the world, we need to start challenging the status quo in there. And Brother Jerome, second part, we're going to do the 7 rapid fire questions. I'm going to ask you 7 questions. Yeah, 7 questions.
Go for it, bro.
You're just going to answer it however you want to answer it, whatever comes to mind. There's no right or wrong. So we'll just have a little fun. Okay, ready, Brother Jerome?
I'm ready. All set.
Okay. Question number 1. What motivates you the most?
Motivates me the most, love.
Love. Beautiful. Brother Jerome, what do you wish you learned sooner?
Patience.
Number 3, how do you deal with hardship?
Perseverance.
What do you think is the key to living a good life?
good life, humility.
Humility. Number 5, what is the kindest thing someone did to you?
Forgive.
Beautiful. What do you think is the meaning of life?
Living.
Living. And last but not the least, Brother Jerome, na question number 7, what is your personal goal?
To live a happy life.
To live a happy life. Brother Jerome, maraming salamat for being a sport and answering that 7 rapid fire questions. It's a beautiful opportunity to just, take a look at what the heart is of a man. Ito yung pinaglalaban ko, Brother Jerome. Kasi minsan, di ba tayo mga tatay, hindi natin mailabas itong mga puso natin. Sana
Agree.
pinalaki na tayo, naturo na to, no?
Totally agree, bro.
Biggest challenge. Thank you, Brother Jerome. Yeah, before we went into a break, I asked Brother Jerome to reflect on the relationship that he has with Sis Del. Sis Del is his Brother Jerome's suitable helper, especially during these days that he's serving Brother Jerome serving God, with the mission work. Brother Jerome, share to us the story of that relationship and that marriage. Kasi ito talaga powerful stories ito. I would want for the listeners to really reflect on, because at times feeling natin madali yung relationship eh. Parang pag nagpakasal ka maayos na, pero hindi yan eh. Roller coaster yan. Brother Jerome?
Well, thank you for mentioning roller coaster, because the first 3 years of our marriage was really a roller coaster. Ang hirap, especially when we were in the States. One of the reasons that we're struggling in terms of our marriage, because of the fact that wherever I go noon, may marami tayong mga ex, we will bump into someone. And in fact, there was a moment that both of us were actually in Las Vegas, and I bumped into one of my ex, and we were together. And this woman just approached me and said, "Jerome, why in the world? How come you're not calling me anymore? How come you're not meeting up with me anymore? What's the reason behind it?" I said, "You know what? I'm married now." You're gonna be kidding. You're married. Tinignan niya si Del. You're married to this girl?
Parang gusto.
Grabe. Alam mo, and one thing I'm really grateful, and I honor my wife, because she didn't say a word. And but when we got home, I didn't realize that she was already talking to her sister in Canada. And sabi niya, Manay, kasi she's also Bicolana, di ba? Si Del is Bicolana. Sabi niya, anong gagawin ko kay Jerome? Sabi niya gano'n. Hanggang ngayon, marami pa rin babae. Sabi niya, babae pa ba yan siya? Hindi na, pero yung mga babae, mahabol pa rin.
Hindi na ikaw eh.
In fact, there was a time, I asked my mom, sabi ko, Ma, what if I just go back to the Philippines? Sabi niya, Jerome, if you go back to the Philippines, you're gonna be back to your old self. Babalik ka sa dati mong Because when I was in the Philippines, I used to do drugs. Nagda-drugs ako.
Yeah.
I gambled. I was alcoholic. Womanizer. These are the things, sabi niya gano'n sa akin, na if you go back to the Philippines, I don't think you'll be able to avoid it. Sabi niya, bakit?
Yeah.
Because this is what the guys in the Philippines do, sabi ng mami ko, And sabi niya, I want you to think about it. Sabi niya, you're better off staying here dito sa US. All you have to do is tell your ex-girlfriend that you're married. What will they do? Kung ayaw mo sa kanila, ayaw mo nang gusto mo talagang magbago, then that's it. You have to face the reality. Yeah. And my wife is very prayerful. Ako wala pa eh. I wasn't like that, no. I didn't realize she was praying, and she was praying to Mama Mary to help us out, so we could stabilize the relationship as a couple. Yeah. And you know what Mama Mary did? Sabi niya, mag-migrate kayo sa Canada.
Oh, wow.
And that's one of the reasons that we migrated to Canada, because of our, yung kumbaga yung aming marriage medyo turmoil, up and down like a roller coaster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And sabi nga nila, talaga, and I believe, being a womanizer, it's also it's a sickness.
Yeah.
Yan, sakit yan na I was addicted to to sex and all that. Saka gusto ko iba-ibang babae, no? So when we moved to Canada, pa siya, may mga remnants pa siya, meron pa siyang talagang
hindi pa napagpag lahat. Oo.
Hindi pa napagpag, and what saved our relationship as a couple, yung community, no? And that's when I
Yeah.
realized that when you get married, you know, when you become a couple, magkakaroon you'll have a third party. Magkaka-third party ka. And
Yeah.
I chose Jesus as siya yung third party namin. Siya yung love
Amen.
triangle namin.
Mm.
When we decided to create a love triangle, it's a love triangle with God. That's when our relationship actually blossomed. Even
Mm-mm.
my relationship with my son improved. Because imagine I left my son, hindi niya ako nakita.
Yeah.
I didn't see him until he was 8.5 or 9 years old.
Ano
Imagine
na, malaki na.
he grew up without a father image. You know,
Yeah.
wala siyang
Mm-mm.
tatay. No? So he was bitter about that. He was bitter about
Mm.
that. And ako naman, because we don't have yung strong relationship namin, I wanted to protect him. I was overprotective that I became abusive,
Mm. Mm-mm.
physical
Mm-mm.
and verbal. Talagang
Verbal,
so
yeah.
imagine yung relationship namin ng anak ko. And
Mm-mm.
without the light of Jesus community, siguro my life probably would still be the same. And
Yeah.
that's one of the transformation. And here's the blessing, bro. And you're actually right. Si Del was my ano talaga. She was my go-to person. You know, when I was enjoying my career, si Del was just there. You know, supporting me. And
Mm.
God took something away from me nung kasi alam mo pag mataas yung ano yung when you're in the top of when you're top of the world, top of your
Yeah.
career, alam mo, masyado
Peak.
tayong boastful, masyado tayong self-centered. Lahat na
Yeah.
nangyayari
Mm.
sa atin, alam natin, gawa natin to.
Yeah.
We're successful because of our own doing, and we forgot that it
Oo.
was actually God putting you there, no? So,
Agree.
alam mo, I was supposed to be promoted as director, and but I don't know, nagkaroon kami ng problema ng boss ko. Babae kasi yung boss ko. So
Mm.
we fought like cats and dogs,
Hindi na
and
you don't see things eye to eye.
we don't see things eye to eye. And because of the fact that she was jealous because yung may-ari, the owner of the company, like me and like the way I handle things. Kasi nga I was kumbaga trained sa US, you know, so iba na
Mm.
yung iba
Yeah.
na yung approach,
Conversations. Mm.
conversations. Saka the way I handled things before, it was different. And but when I joined the community of Light of Jesus, things change. Doon ako naging more respectful sa mga tao. Imagine,
Yeah.
isipin mo si Brother Jerome ng Arab, boss ako, bro. Ano ako,
yung ano, Brother Jerome, no, di ba pag top of your career, mataas ka talaga. Syempre, yung tayo mo
yeah,
pa, yung postura. When you see
slave
Brother
slave
Jerome, iba
driver.
ganun
I was a
talaga
slave
eh. Kasi
driver.
performance
Tapos
siya. Oo.
I get everything I want. Talagang talagang result oriented ako talaga. I want this, I
Yeah.
want that, talagang because of the fact that I want to go higher, no? I want to climb the ladder.
Agree.
And that's when when God said, Jerome, that's not my way. And
Yeah.
alam mo, ang blessing talaga when I started realizing that He took something away from me, but He gave it to Del. Si Del naman, she was the one who grabe, prospering her career. She became a controller. And there was a time, that's one of the reasons then I was able to serve God, because of the fact that for me to be able to serve God, I have to stop, I have to quit working for a while, just to experience how it is to work full time, no? Nung una ako nag full time. I did that for 2 years na ako nag-work, and Del took care of us.
Yeah.
And now she's taking care of me. Imagine when we came back to the Philippines, tapos yung business ko hindi siya it didn't blossom because of the pandemic, saka yung maraming nangyari, no? But right now, Del was just carrying the load for me, and that's why I'm able to do these things, and she's grateful about that, because of the fact that nakita niya yung transformation when I started serving the Lord. There was a turnaround in my life. But mind you, bro, yung mga natin, yung mga one thing that I was able to get rid totally is yung addiction to drugs saka alcohol.
Yeah.
I was able to get rid of it 100%. Pero yung mga babaeng temptation, grabe yan. Talagang, kaya nga I cannot stop serving the Lord. Because
Yeah,
when you stop serving the Lord, you'll have an open mind again to those things that you've been doing in the past. Kasi nga yan, sin
agree.
of the flesh, bro, is the hardest thing to get rid.
Agree, agree.
Especially tayong mga lalaki, no? Ano yan, yung ego, yung machoism natin, yung egoism natin, yung ano natin na being a guy, especially when you
Yeah.
reach my age, di ba? Yung tinatawag nga nilang what you call this? There's a word for that. You want to prove something that you're still wanted and
Machu,
that
machu, machismo, yun ba yun?
machismo and
Oo. Oo.
yeah. So, and I thank God that but
Mm-mm.
honestly, that's one of the thorns that I'm still working on. Yun yung
Yeah.
talagang kasi ngayon, grabe ngayon, ang temptation ngayon is left and right, and the world has changed so much, and
Agree. And I
masyado
think
tayong
that's the
materialistic.
strongest, no, Brother Jerome, yung
Mm.
ano talaga, sin of the flesh.
Yeah,
Because yun nga eh, one of the learnings that I have, and I've heard this from somewhere na, I think you're the one who shared that to me, na if you're doing something good, at the end of the day, lahat ng temptations ibabato sa iyo eh.
correct,
Because you're gonna be challenged, and
correct.
that is something that for all of the men who's watching, and even for the spouses, no, I want to talk to the spouse as well, Brother Jerome, kasi very crucial yung role ng sposo sa lalaki. I just want to acknowledge yung sinabi mo, Brother Jerome, about womanizing, because ako hindi din naman ako exempted dyan, pinagdaanan ko din yan, and that is something that
Yes,
we're really fighting for, kasi mukha lang siyang okay. You feel like, for a man, yung sinasabi nga ni Brother Jerome, it makes you feel a man. Whatever that feeling is. But at the end of the day, madaming natatamaan eh. More than the family members that you have, your spouse, your children, it's you who's getting hurt in the process. So as you continue to let go of all of those things, na hindi naman siya agad-agad. I can relate with you na yung pag-iinom tsaka drugs na yan dapat tinatanggal yan. But this one, yung sa sexual sin of sa woman, very challenging. Me, I still experience that, and it was one of the biggest things that we need to continue on. So for those of you who's joining us, maybe you're someone who's currently in a situation in which you're struggling pero hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin. Di ba, Brother Jerome, yun naman yung issue eh. Gusto kong umalis dito eh. Like for us men, we wanna get out of that space in which na gusto mo naman namin itigil eh. But it's challenging for us to be able to express ourselves and share ourselves. And if you, for the woman out here, if you have a husband, maybe you have a partner right now who's going through the same, yung support mo is needed more than ever. Your support is needed more than ever because kailangan mong itawid eh. You need to hold hand. Huwag niyong bitawan yung asawa niyo. Maniwala kayo
correct.
sa akin. Don't let go of your husband. Continue to pray. Yan, ang laking bagay na prayer. Prayer talaga really works. And I'm super thankful that Brother Jerome is sharing that and highlighting that in the conversation because that prayer works. My wife also prays for very, very hard just to make sure that everything at least is being done in a godly way, and that's something that we are able to do. So, Brother Jerome, talk to us about your relationship with your son. Kasi, di ba, yan naman yung sa asawa naman. Yung asawa naman natin, mahal tayo, madali naman di ba, mag-forgive. Yung sabi mo nga, yung isang word mo doon is to forgive. Madali mag-forgive. Pero yung mga anak natin, mahaba yung journey na yan for us to be able to make that connection. What is the hardest thing that you needed to put down as a man? As a man, di ba? As someone who, galing sa corporate world, very successful, di ba? Bossy talaga, that you needed to let go because you know that something would allow you to make better connection with your child.
Alam mo bro, before I even answer that, I just want to go back a bit, ito lang ang something that I want to share with you. A lot of couples, yung challenge sa mga couples, a lot of couples who's been married for the longest time, 20, 30 up, they take their marriage for granted.
Agree.
And that's one of the reason then that nagiging problema ng lalaki yan, And one thing that I agree with you, bro, na sometimes yung mga women, we have to tell them, we have to remind them na huwag silang bibitaw. Because once they quit on their husband, yun na yung that's where the problem starts. Yun yung doom. That's where the doom is, and of course, as you said earlier, talagang prayer is the only way that you could do there's a power in prayer. Na prayer can change people. Prayer can move mountain. And going to my stand right now, bro, it's the same thing. As I said, it's not easy coming from a corporate, and tayo kasi we grew from a different parenting style. Alam mo
Yeah.
ba yung panahon natin na pag sinabi ni daddy sa ni mami, kahit wala tayong
Pag hindi ka
magagawa,
sumunod, chichenelasin kita.
correct, chachinalasin kita, and as long as I'm the father, as long as I'm the
Yeah.
mother, my way or the highway. Ganun lagi
Yeah,
sinasabi
agree.
natin. But it's
Mm.
different now, bro.
Mm-mm.
Things has changed. I was like that, but I realized, no, and the community helped me out to understand my son because kami nga ng anak ko, we always collide.
Mm-mm.
Meron kaming personality and the
Mga
differences,
disagreements, no? Yeah,
disagreements.
yeah.
So, and one thing I realized that tayo mga magulang kasi sometimes we love to talk. We love to look down on our children. We forget to listen.
Yeah.
And
True.
one thing I learned from Brother Bo, sa kay Brother Pio, if you love your son, the first thing that you need to do is open your ears. When you open your ears, you open your heart. And that's what I did, bro. It wasn't easy. It wasn't
Yeah.
easy, but I'm telling you, bro, when you allow your ears to listen, when you know what things will go there, and you know what, that's when you get your respect. That's where you
Yeah.
earn your respect. When you listen, when you respect them, the more respect that you're gonna have. So yun lang, bro. Ang simple lang yan, simpleng sabihin pero mahirap gawin.
Mahirap gawin. And
It's not easy.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, that's a challenge. But if you really want to win your children, your kids, you need to have an open ear, and you
Yeah.
need to listen carefully. And because iba yung it's totally the way they think is different now. But you know what?
Yeah.
When you get to understand the situation, you will enjoy it because
Agree.
talagang grabe. Relationship will be transformed like night and day. Ibang klase na gagawa ng and that's where love is, and sabi nga nila, a person who listen a lot loves more, understands
Beautiful.
more, diba?
You listen more kasi yan nga yung hindi hindi nga tinuturo talaga yan ng Brother Jerome, no? We are taught to speak pero not to really listen intently. Brother Jerome, thank you very much. It's 11:28 now. It's almost an hour in a conversation. Thank you very much for the vulnerability. I super appreciate it. I think the audience, medyo tahimik sila pero ninanamnam nila yung stories you're sharing. Maraming salamat, and for those of you who's joined us, maybe you've experienced this one thing in your relationship right now with your husband. Sabi nga ni Brother Jerome, please don't lose hope. We need you. Maniwala kayo sa amin. Kahit hindi namin sinasabi yan, we need you. That's the challenge of us expressing our feelings and our thoughts to other people and continue along. Naniniwala ako, Brother Jerome, that the future really lies on the men. Naniniwala ako doon. We need the support of the spouses of the woman out there, because if you cannot support us, if we don't feel courageous and confident, I tell you, it's gonna disrupt the whole ecology, di ba, Brother Jerome? Kasi yun naman, kung
Precisely.
titingnan mo naman sa konteksto niyan ng yung men talaga is the one that needs to head and really lead the family. Brother Jerome, what is integration to you? I shared a while ago the word integration, pero if you think about the word integration, what is it to you?
Ano yan integration, parang if you're a drinker, para kang you're ordering a cocktail. It's a mixture, combination yan, integrate. So you mix things with proper chemistry and all that. So when you integrate, and sometimes it's not easy, yung parang langis saka anong tawag dito,
Sharon
tubig.
Cuneta.
Parang
Tubig
ganon,
at langis.
Yeah, tubig at langis. That's integration. Integrate, pinagsasama-sama mo sila. So that's what it is, And I'm just blessed to be here tonight. You know what? It was really a blessing for having me, because In all honesty, kanina sabi ko, ano kaya ang gagawin namin ni Brother Shaun? What in the world are we gonna do? Kasi wala namang prepared questions, wala naman talagang ano. Sabi mo, Brother Jerome, you know how to prepare anything. But you know, it's a blessing just to be here tonight. So for those who's been supporting, watching this program, you guys are blessed. Keep on tuning in because Brother Shaun, this guy's, he's a what you call this? He's a genius, and he's an amazing. He'll be able to bring you to a place that you couldn't imagine. And I'm just blessed. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
bro.
Brother
Thank
Jerome.
you so much.
Brother Jerome, final, this is my ask my guest. Final words, three tips for everyone who's watching, especially for the men out there. Three tips to live a meaningful and fulfilled life. Three tips to live a meaningful and fulfilled life.
The first thing that I suggest is be connected. Be connected with God. Be sure to have your prayer time. Sabi nila, ano ba yan? Kailangan ba magdasal? Kailangan natin magdasal. We need to pray. Not
Mm.
only for ourselves, for people we love. Second,
Mm.
we need to be generous in giving your love to others. Love begets love. And lastly, enjoy what you have. Tayo mga lalaki kasi sometimes andyan yung the best. We have the best. Iniisip natin, may mas maganda pa. For example,
Mm.
yung asawa natin, you know what? As a couple, it is a gift from God, and treasure it. Whatever you have right now, cherish it, and believe me, you cannot go wrong with that. And
Yeah.
those are the three things that you have to do in life.
All right. Thank
Remember that. Yun lang, bro. Alam mo, senior moment na ako. Alam mo naman ako pag past bedtime na ako, bro.
That's is totally, what you gave. I mean, that's super great. Be connected with God, be generous in giving to others, and enjoy.
And enjoy what you have. Cherish what you have.
Yan, ano lang ako. Thank you very much, Brother Jerome. And thank you, everyone who's joining us. Maraming salamat. Thank you for supporting Integrate. And whether you are joining us live, having that conversation with other people, continue sharing this to other people. And if you are someone who is interested to embark on a journey of becoming a professional, certified life coach like me, Master Coach A is offering co-actively co-create life coach certification. Just connect with Coach yourself, please at 0917-586-1664 want to discover the opportunities waiting for you in this industry. And everyone, thank you everyone for joining us. Again, do continue to support us. There's a lot of shows that you're seeing in the screen right now. Continue to support us. It's gonna be a wonderful learning experience as we continue along. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Join us. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thank you everyone for joining.